We continue from Miami, the hometown of Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner. He took some shots early, including several that his head coach, Curt Cignetti, was not thrilled about, as he told Holly Rowe at halftime.
3 personal fouls on the quarterback not called in one drive that need to be called because they're obvious personal fouls. I'm all for letting them play, but when you cross the line, you got to call it.
I mean, I don't know if all 3 were, but certainly at least one was. Back to the game because it was worthy of it. They've got speed and they've got physical wide receivers. Charlie Becker's going to win 50-50 balls, but that's just making a play when it was absolutely required. It's a 4th down conversion, and then here's the one he just told us a minute ago. Could have been anything. It turns into this. Taking one shot after another. Here's Sean McDonough on ESPN Radio.
Here's Savage. He takes off running on a design quarterback draw. He has the first down. He spins into the end zone. What a play by Mendoza. And what a call.
You know from sitting next to him, Greg, when that octave gets hit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he likes it, if his voice cracks a little. I think it's awesome because he's just punctuating a moment that's worthy of it. Greg's back. Dusty Dvoracek is alongside. Heisman Trophy winner comes. You got to step aside. But you're welcome to join us back. Dusty, I haven't had a chance to ask you on the air. We've been talking all night about this game, man. Title game, it felt worthy of it. Indiana wins. Just your thought about what you just witnessed.
College football is awesome.
Yeah.
And what a
well
way,
said.
What a way to cap off a great season.
Yeah.
And Indiana has been and is the best team in college football. And they showed that tonight because, to me, this was a team win. The special teams block punt, Kamara, getting that block punt, so big. The 4th down conversions that we showed over and over. The defense stepping up. Everybody had to chip in to get this victory. And it's remarkable in today's time, 16-0, a perfect season. In Indiana, of all teams that put that together, this will go down as one of, if not the greatest season by a team in college football history.
I keep saying who they beat along the way. Ohio State, Alabama, Oregon, and Miami in succession. And as 2 guys that played it at OU and Alabama at the highest of levels, I'm interested in maybe a thought from each of you of what you appreciate and maybe respect the most about how Indiana and Cignetti did what they did.
And here tonight in particular, or overall?
I mean, I'd say tonight because it feels like tonight's a pretty good reflection of who they've been all year.
I thought tonight in particular, Miami kept coming back. And then Indiana kept answering back as well. That resiliency that they've had all year. You saw it against Penn State. You saw it against Iowa. You've seen it throughout the year, but on the biggest stage, because it felt to me like the momentum had started to turn and go back toward Miami. And Miami kept coming back. And every time Indiana had to answer the bell and come up with a play, they did it time and time again.
Yeah, and there's a ton of games where they didn't have to because they just boat raced people. But I'm with you because anytime it was required, they had it, Greg. And again tonight, they did. I'm just interested in what you'd say would be your answer.
I think it's just the depth of the stars. I mean, the 2 biggest catches of the game are their number 3 wide receiver,
who was a special teams guy when Coach got there.
And only is in the ball game right now because they didn't even know what they had. Frankly, they liked him, but they weren't sure. But Elijah Surratt gets hurt. This guy steps in against Penn State, has 7 catches. They're like, all right, get Becker more reps. Like, to me, it's a next man up mentality. And we haven't even really discussed. They're arguably their most disruptive defensive lineman gets hurt celebrating after the Big Ten title game. They didn't skip a beat along the defensive line. It's amazing the way that no matter what happens, no matter where the game goes, the defense doesn't have their best stuff. The offense doesn't have theirs. The special teams will pick it up. Hey, you know what? We're not running the ball real well right now. Don't worry, we got a back shoulder. They just always seem to step up and make that play. And oftentimes, it's not the guy you expect to make the play. It's the second or third option that will step up, skip no beat, because it could be the 1, it could be the 3. It doesn't matter. They can all make plays.
Curt Cignetti also, in-game strategy, which you said earlier, the usage of the timeouts.
Yeah.
Going into this game, they were 1 for 6 on 4th down and 4th quarter situations. 2 for 2. It doesn't get any better than that. The first one, the back shoulder. But to call that timeout because they were going to kick the field goal. And then he called the timeout. He's like, wait a minute. We're going for the throat. We're going for the jugular. And to put that football in Fernando Mendoza's hand and for him to deliver the way that he did, I can't get over the end of the run when he runs through Bassett and literally puts his body on the line, full extension, completely exposed, complete disregard for his body. The man was not going to be denied. If that's not inspirational, I don't know what else is.
And the violence of this game, some of which we showed that should have been flagged, but and you said it when you sat down, man. It was a pad-popping type of night.
Big time.
And after he absorbs a shot from Bassett to spin, and when you reach, fellas, and I say this like you don't know, you have no clue if someone's coming for the ball, man. Like, that's just – I know he's got faith, but goodness gracious, man, you're putting the ball in harm's way. Every button that was pushed, every play that was made from start to finish from Indiana this year is just championship stuff.
It is. It's champion. But that play, I think, embodies what they are as a team. And you heard Fernando Mendoza. It's almost as if they constantly are leaning on it. They didn't want us. We weren't good enough. They didn't think we could do it. We are all a bunch of guys that they've self-described as misfits. 8 4-star players or 5-star players on the roster, and they just went toe-to-toe against Alabama with 50+, Oregon with 50+, and Miami with 45+. The way they come together and collectively make each other better is what will always be memorable about this roster, because they might not be the most star-studded or the most talented, but the way they play together, there's nobody else we've seen like it in recent history in college football.
The guys from James Madison that came, there is a long list of dudes that didn't contribute. They were seismic contributions. Whether it was Pons, the first pick, the block tonight. I mean, it's over and over and over. It's a bunch of Dukes from Harrisonburg that went to Bloomington that have their fingerprints on that trophy tonight as well. But it's Mendoza, the Heisman winner, and here's what Coach Cignetti had to say about how he led them to this moment.
You know, let me tell you, Fernando, I know he's great at interviews and comes off as the All-American guy, but he has the heart of a lion when it comes to competition. I mean, that guy competes like a warrior, and, you know, he got really smacked a few times in this game. That one drive we kicked the field goal, there should have been 2 roughing the quarterbacks and 1 high hit to the head that weren't called. I'm all for letting them play, but when they cross the line, you got to call them. And I can't say enough about his effort on that play and our team finding a way to get it done.
You dropped a curse word there at the end, something you don't do very often. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, I would say overwhelmed by emotion, and it's the pinnacle peak. It's like all season we've, you know, sometimes I've had these cookie cutter responses, a media trained response where it's been like, oh, on to the next game, on to the next play, and now we did it. We did it. So at that point, I think it was only fitting to kind of, you know, open the floodgates, per se. Probably break my stereotype.
He's been around Coach Sig too long. He has an X-rated mouth.
No doubt.
Yeah, if he curses, we forget it. It's the rapture's coming. I don't think that's going to happen. A final thought, fellas, and I just want to get a big picture thought on college football, because I think I mentioned this to Herbie and Chris. When the SEC had that run, right, and it was LSU and it's Bama and it's Auburn, it's Georgia, it's Florida, it was a bunch of different teams, and that's why, you know, that league was chesty and it deserved it. It earned the right. This is 3 different teams from the Big Ten in a row, and in this world where if you got the dough, you can spend it, it feels different. What's just your thought about Indiana continuing that trend in the sport, Greg?
Well, I think what's most remarkable about it, they don't have the biggest payroll. They don't have the deepest pockets.
Yeah, Cuban really wasn't involved until now.
They're well-funded.
It's not this year's team that he really spent on. It's next year's.
They're well-funded. They have guys. Let's not get carried away now. All right? There's some pockets up there in Indiana for sure. But this team was really more about finding the right guys. Maybe not the best guys. Maybe not the most expensive guys. The right guys that are going to come in and do the little things right throughout the season that give you the best chance to win. Mendoza was not the highest paid guy in the portal last year. Not even close. There were guys that got benched this year that made more than him coming into the season, but he fit what they do. So I think, yes, it's an indicator, but I think everyone's going to be trying to copy what Indiana just accomplished.
He's Dr. Juice, right?
Dr. Juice.
The Big Ten's got the juice right now in college football. That's a statement. Team matters. That's the other statement. And one last thing, what Indiana just showed everybody is anything is possible in this sport right now. And if you get the right people in that building and the right belief and the right mindset, you can completely change a culture. You can completely change the trajectory of a program.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let them look right at